Hallelujah. Barak Hashem. The warrior.
I like this beat.
We the bloodline of Abraham. Y'all was about to kill us, but he gave a ram. Messiah laid his life down, he gave a lamb. Tap up in that spirit, cause we able now. Look at the times. That nation who they serve, I'm a judge, you ain't lying. Oh Babylon, don't you forget that you touch mine. Abraham descendants like the stars in the sky. We get sickness from the Father, earthquakes and the lava. We know that our King coming, you do not want a problem. Every knee gon' bow, everybody give him on. Every tongue gon' confess that's the Son of the Father. We living in the times, we gon' see the second coming. He opening them seals from the heavens, ain't no running. Put away your sins if you love him and you trust him. Blow your wings, protect your servants, Yah. Blow your wings, protect your servants, Yah. Blow your wings.
Answer, because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are soon to be opinionated. It's okay to be different, and it's so okay to just like the world awaits to receive you.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Exactly. Why? Because we will shut shit down. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. And you're here with your host, Grace Levi, on a Friday. It's kind of morning for me. Thank you for being here with me. Last night, while I was creeping, I happen just every time, as soon as I open my phone, I see 3 hours ago last night that it was an interview with Miss Casundra Jordan. So I was like, started watching it, and I was like, wait, all right, let me just schedule a live in the morning, and we could watch this together. So you already know what's going on. We'll talk about it. We're going to get everything going on the screen right immediately. I hope you guys are having a blessed, pleasant morning. That's the most important thing, guys. I'm just hoping that everybody's at peace. You're not waking up on 10. You know what I'm saying? Basically, this situation has everybody waking up on 10 for a long time. Hold on one second. I think that's not the one I want. And I do believe that it's exhausting at this point, and we should preserve our energy for what is important. So when I listen to what she has to say, I'm going to listen. I hope you listen with discretion. And at the end of the day, you know what I said about tone and things like that. But we're going to look at this. Y'all don't, you know what we do. So let's play this first. Dolton, Illinois mayor candidate will be on the ballot despite attempt to block her. So y'all remember we reported on this, and basically what was happening to her is the same thing, kind of what they were doing to Nate, everybody else, Napoleon, just, you know, putting in frivolous claims against people. And hers was actually withdrawal. So let's just take a look at this. And you know who actually, you know, contested her? DeMarcus. Mr. Fight the TV man. That's what I'm gonna call him. Mr. Had a fight with the TV.
Candidate will be on the general election ballot despite an attempt to block her candidacy by an ally of current Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who is running for re-election.
The objection dropped in a hearing today as we continue to track the drama and federal probe in the South Suburb. Our Tara Molina is at Village Hall.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard was not at the hearing here today. Neither was her attorney, and she was not made available for a comment. But we did hear from the woman who could be running against her in the upcoming mayoral election, thanks to what happened here. You're looking at video from the lively Democratic Party caucus for Thornton Township earlier this month. You may remember this resulted in Tiffany Henyard being denied a place on the ballot for re-election as township supervisor, something she's fighting, calling it illegal. But a Henyard ally used nearly identical reasoning to try to get one of the candidates running against Henyard in the Dolton mayoral race off the ballot, Casundra Hopson-Jordan.
It's about democracy and it's about hypocrisy.
I really think it's very hypocritical.
But that objection dropped in Village Hall today by the petitioner, an ally of Mayor Henyard's, to much less fanfare. Mayor Henyard not present.
I wasn't surprised.
Hopson-Jordan now officially representing the Rebuilding Dolton Party. And this decision means you will be on the ballot in April.
And yes, it does. And may the best person win.
Hopson-Jordan will be on the general election ballot here.
I am in this race. It's about the people. It's not about me, but it's about the people.
She will be up against whoever wins the Democratic nominee, current Mayor Henyard or current Dolton Village trustee Jason House. We've told you Mayor Henyard is currently under federal investigation and embroiled in several ongoing scandals for allegedly embezzling money and targeting political opponents.
It's no allegedly, baby. You know we be finding evidence over here. She got to go.
Office was investigated by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, revealing the village's general fund had a negative balance of $3.65 million. In a limited examination of Dolton's finances, Lightfoot found $40,000 spent on Amazon purchases in one day, money that's unaccounted for.
Again, no comment from Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Voters here will first head to the polls in February for the primary election. Then the general mayoral election is in April. You can find all of our coverage of what's been happening here in Dolton.
All right, shout out to CBS News. You know, I told y'all, the other news station gave me a little copyright. It wasn't even just a copyright. It was literally like a restriction. I was like, oh, that's too much. But that was just a little flashback, just to show you Casundra fight. And, you know, I would assume based on that situation that she would come in, you know, very serious, have a plan, you know, ready to go out there and campaign. So what we're going to do is look at her interview. You know, as I mentioned before, as I was made aware of, that she said she was on to only do, you know, mainstream interviews. So I will hope she don't cut up, you know, and make the people mad. So let's watch this together, okay? Let's get it.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And how are you?
I'm doing good also.
That's good.
Let's talk about Dolton.
Oh, let's talk.
What does this community mean to you?
This community means a lot to me. When I moved here, I met a lot of great people, built a really solid bond with the neighbors. And there were times that I could have easily left, but I stayed because I truly love the community and I love my neighbors. It's hard to get good neighbors. And when you got neighbors that's like family, it's priceless.
That kept you in this community, the neighbors, the community feel, the family feel.
Yes.
How long have you lived here?
I've been here 17 years now.
17 years.
Yes.
And what made you choose Dolton out of all the other South Lake communities or the city? What made you come to this location?
Well, how I came to this location, well, first through marriage. My husband, his mother, unfortunately, she passed away. She was dealing with some health issues. So in order for us to be able to take care of her, we had to find a house. So we found the home here. We moved her in so we can care for her 24/7. But unfortunately, she had to go into a nursing home, and from there she transitioned. So we end up keeping the house. Yeah.
Dolton's in the news a lot lately. When you hear the stories, when you hear about them, you see them, how does it make you feel?
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
Oh, commercial break.
All right, 100.
It's really disappointing because we have been national news, not for a good thing. It's been a really bad negative thing. And speaking with the residents, talking with the people that live in the village, it's just been so draining. it's been like a nightmare that just won't go away. It's like no matter what you do, it's like I go to sleep, I wake up, and the problem is still here. So it's been a nightmare.
But there's so many good things happening in this community, but they're being overshadowed by all the negative news.
Yes.
You think you can change that?
Most definitely. I have the personality. I have the wherewithal. Of course I can change it. I jumped in the race to change it. You know, we have to change the narrative. We don't want people to see us that we're just this community that's constantly suffering or living in poverty, because it's far from what the image that has been put out on the internet. You have a lot of working class people here. You have a lot of retired people here. Just on this block alone are working class people. So to put that image out that the average person only makes like $25,000 or $20,000 a year is false. It is an excellent community with good people. We just need a change in leadership that's going to bring the morale back, that's going to build this community back up, make it a place that's happy for the people to live at again.
How long did you think about, you know what, I need to be in this race. I need to be, I'm that person. Did it take you long to figure that out? Did you say, you know what, I'm running?
Well, actually, some years ago, it just came to me and I was like, you know what, I'm going to run for mayor. And to be honest, I was like, it's going to be either Dolton or Harvey. But I'm like, I'm here in Dolton. And then when all this stuff started to transition, something inside of me said, now is the time. If you don't get in here and fight for the people and fight for what's right, who else will do it? So this is why my hat is in this ring, because I'm truly fighting for the people. I don't have any ulterior motive. I'm not looking for anything to gain. I will see a community that could be great. You know, I live here. I don't like having to go into other communities and taking my resources to them. I like to be able to go downtown and to shop at a store, or to shop at or go to a nail salon, or shop at the pet store, and keep those resources here in the village. You know, once you hit a certain age, you're like, hey, you know, it's all about comfort. And why can't we have this? And I shouldn't have to take my resources over to the neighboring suburb when I can have it right here. So I got in this race to build this community back up.
You're running on an independent party. What is the name of your party?
It's Rebuilding Dolton.
Rebuilding. Why did you choose to run as an independent?
Because when I look at the Democratic and the Republican Party, when I do my research and I look at the characters of a lot of these politicians, I don't want any part of it. You know, I'm a free thinker. I like to think on my own. I don't like to be boxed in. I'm a type of girl that thinks outside of the box. You know, don't box me in. There's a lot inside of me, and there's a lot for me to give and offer to the community. So independent is the only way to go. Yeah.
There are a lot of issues that, you know, Lori Lightfoot was hired by majority trustees to look into. A lot of issues that she brought to light. Any of those issues really stick out to you that you think really need to be paid attention to or focused on?
Well, definitely the finances. You know, when you look at the deficit and you look at bills not being paid, you look at the mismanagement of money, that is one of the main things that we truly have to focus on. You have to manage your money. You got to budget your money. You got to, you know, you got to live not beneath your means, but you got to live within your means. So that's one of the main issues, is the budget and transparency. You know, I hear a lot of people say transparency, but are you really telling us the truth as far as to what's going on with the village? And honestly, I think not. There's a lot that's really going on that the people really don't even know. And it's important to be transparent. When I do things,
all right. So I was letting it play for a while, and you know, my face is just going so many different directions. I don't know if y'all can see it, or if I was holding it in because I wasn't looking at myself. Good morning, guys. So just to, you know, the first thing I'm going to say, one of the first questions they asked her was, how would you change the tone? And she said, you know, basically, I have a great attitude, this, that, and the third. But that did not answer how she would change the tone in Dolton. And that's some of the things that kind of bother me about when people talk around stuff, you know. And, you know, I'm going to say things, but I'm going to give an example. Changing the tone would be having more community events, bringing the younger people out, engaging in situations that probably be more controlled for her, not that one-on-one right away. She may need to have some things set up to start to engage the community and figure out what they need. So that's the first thing, a change in the tone. But that question was not answered. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let it play. Let me see if she's gonna get, to it. Fight for the people. Fight for what's right. And I agree. Um, the plan to rebuild Dolton, one of the first things she did was show the houses. So I would I would assume that would have been, her first go to when it came to this interview. But in myself, because one of the things I didn't address, because y'all know we like to have problem solution here. There's a lot of things that they can do with the properties there, and we're going to kind of talk about that because I don't want to stop her interview too much. But I would have assumed that she would have talked about that because that was her first go to. Just the last few statements that she made about the finances, which is very important as far as transparency, getting the bills paid, things like that. But I don't know if she is well versed in a lot of the situations. And I'm not pulling the trustees out of this, because, there was a point that I believe that the trustees was not pushing back as much. They had legal counsel, and that was the issue. But I'm talking about pushing back with changing ordinance, taking her to court, just really sick of it. And it's been happening over the last year and a half. But what that goes to say, a lot of the financial problems that I have went through, and we went into the facts, it was headed by Tiffany. It was headed by her activities, the things she wanted to do. If y'all do remember, because I don't want to just interrupt her interview, but from the day one, Tiffany came in hot. It was a problem. She had the inauguration and the 4th of July issue. And both of them, she lied to the trustees and overspent. So that's the first thing that set the tone. So I really think that something she has to focus in on and kind of like not leave it as general as that, because everybody do play a role. But within this situation, there was some serious issues when it came to dealing with El Narcissist, Tiffany. So I am going to highlight that. And let's see what she says about finance, because as we noticed, the trustees, excuse me, because it's still early and got to get my coffee down. The trustees did sign, approved a lot of checks, and that was proven that over 500 was sitting on Tiffany's desk. So that right there, to bring that up, I think, she maybe should have started off with something different or a different approach to the finance situation. You know what I'm saying? The bills wasn't paid because everybody didn't want to pay bills. There was a lot going on with that.
I like to sit down and say, look, here's the books. This is where we're at. This is what we spent. This is what's coming in, and this is what's going out. And I believe when you have full transparency and you tell the people, then they don't mind getting behind you and rallying with you and being there for you. But you have to really, truly be transparent.
Exactly.
You have to. That's the only way it's going to work.
And if she go for mayor, she's saying that she'll be opposite of Tiffany, because the transparency, I can't say it just started with Tiffany, because we got some other things to unravel. We're going to talk about this water bill thing. It's been going on for years. But yeah, as far as the money issues, the transparency was stopped because of Keith Freeman. Yeah, I said it. Keith Freeman and Tiffany Henyard, and whoever goons that was in her department still trying to stop stuff.
Some other issues that residents have talked to me about is Village Hall being closed off. You have that little area
to
do your business. And then also it's going on, several months that the police department hasn't had a police chief.
Yeah. Especially with the Village Hall. There's days I've had to go take care of business and I feel like, oh God, I'm in a 4x4 box. Like, make this stuff make sense. As far as the police department, we have to get a chief that's going to build the morale of the officers. I've spoken with so many officers, and the morality is so low. And I'm a firm believer, when you build a morale, you make it a safe space for them to work, and then you have to build build a bridge and close the gap between the residents and the police officers. They have to understand one another. And then there's another thing when I talk to officers, they're mentally so frustrated. And this is one of the things we need to do. We need to make sure we take care of the mental health of our officers, because a lot of them are stressed. And I am a police officer's mother, so I understand it. And with my daughter,
well, sound like echoing words. Somebody, I always say that when I say things and they be coming back verbatim, I'm like, damn, we were just talking about that, the mental health of the officers as well, and the stress on them, because there are some good officers out there, but also the leadership, the protocols, having the correct budget, and having the right people in there. So I understand she's saying a few good things, but I will highlight, and this is a little bit off but on, and I will tell you, I'm still being human. Okay. Something was said by her when the gentleman was not alive, and we're talking about Officer Perez, and it was something about, people shouldn't gloat when people die or something like that. So, I didn't really take nothing to it, but I did figure that was to the situation with Perez. So I'm telling you that because some things have been said that I don't agree with at all. And I have told you guys, I'm gonna leave it like that. But with that goes to say, I still try to not have venom. Wake up on you see what I'm saying? Is really ridiculous at this point. And if you don't want to see somebody hear what they have to say, especially in this situation, you ignore them. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's watch this. I just want to say that to you guys because I should have venom for her. And I don't. I'm working with the Spirit of the Lord. Some things don't even need to be addressed. I'm going to let you wear that on you. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about, kind of filling the holes of what she's talking about.
I have her once a month. We have a mental check. I create a safe space where you can come, you can sit, you can talk about the issues, you can talk about the things that you're dealing with on the job. You get a chance to release, because a lot of these officers, they go out on the street, they're under so much stress. So by the time they get to that person that they're dealing with, they're just ready to offload their frustration. So we have to make sure we keep the mental health of our officers up to par.
Yep. Keep in mind, the fire department also, they're working no contract. Again, some of the things you may want to look at when you get in office, yes. But is that something else that you?
Oh yes, most definitely. Because if your fire department, your police department, those are the main entities that you want up and running. You want to make sure those guys are taken care of. You want to make sure their pay is correct. You want to make sure their 401ks, all the benefits that come along with it, because they are the heartbeat of the community. If the house catch on a fire and we don't have firemen, we're in bad shape. So the police department, the fire department, those are major entities that must be taken care of.
Lori Lightfoot said, her investigation found these things, these problem areas, but she feels, that this community can get back to good government and can right the ship. Is that what you can do?
Yes. So today, I actually had a meeting with investors.
You funny.
And I have literally been going hard since I've jumped into this race. And a lot of the investors, they are willing to invest. They're willing to help bring businesses back into this community, but they want to make sure that they're doing it under the right leadership. It's nothing against the other two that has been in office or that's running for office, but they know me, they know of my character. A lot of them have worked with me. They're willing to bet their money on me and help building this community back up. And that's what we need. Economics. I mean, it's just like running a household. If you don't have any economics coming in, you can't run the household. So we got to get investors. We got to bring businesses back. When you make it attractive, then you start attracting home buyers. And a lot of these homes need to be put back on the tax brackets. And that's one of the things I have been doing here in Dolton since 2012. I have been making sure that every house possible, if I can help it, get it rehabbed, get it sold, get it back on the tax bracket. Because the more homeowners we have, it eases the load for everyone.
It does, but property taxes have increased in this community and all throughout the Southland. And I would think something needs to be addressed there too, because a lot of people can't afford their homes.
Yes, well, I actually, a week ago, talked with the Cook County assessor concerning the taxes. Like, you got to explain to me, why are you just raising taxes? Like, what is the point of just sitting down saying, okay, we're going to raise taxes? Do you guys take the time out to actually come out and assess the homes? Or you just sit behind a desk and just raise the prices? So yes, something definitely has to be done about that.
See, and this is right here where I think she needs to be a little bit learning. I like that. At the end of the day, at least she talked to the tax assessor about that. But the tax assessor will tell you, go talk to the commissioner. And the commissioner, like, go talk to your state representative and things like that. So it goes a little bit higher when it comes to those type of laws being put in place, as what Tiffany brought up, which was, I believe, was true. About 4.3% of taxes go up just based on the law every year. Now that's ridiculous. So that's why relationships, that you do supposed to have a relationship with your state representatives, people who are running for these positions, and not the good old boy thing, but at least know how to contact them and rally up the people behind what you kind of standing for, especially in Dolton. So that's going to be like a community effort when it comes to lowering the taxes, because other taxes is heightened within entities within the community, like school board, the library. Y'all tax bill got thousands of people levying y'all, but that is where you have to, one, talk to your state representative and your local representative about how these state levies work and why they have the power to continue to increase. Okay, because some states have cap with how much they can actually levy on taxes. Okay. And we talked about tax levies. So if you know what formula applies to your state, that's how you're supposed to approach your legislator. You see what I'm saying? So I'm glad she actually mentioned that, because that was one of the things that I had to go really research a couple of years ago. This is the second time that I contest my taxes, but they ain't go down. But basically it was the school board. So if I was there at the meetings, I would at least had a say so months ago or a year and a half ago when they were trying to make this decision. So do get in and don't stop going to these meetings, because that's where they make the choices to increase the levies and how much they need based on perspective budgets. When they just keep adding on, building and making these magnum buildings for the kids. I'm just going off right now. And the kids ain't learning. Let's move forward. 6 more minutes in this. At least she's able to articulate herself and get some points out. It is different when you come into a place and from the rip they attacking you, and you got to be real. It is what it is. That's why I say at this point, if you want to build communication and really figure out what's going on, then it's the way you approach people. But if y'all don't feel like she's a candidate, she don't have nothing, the hate may go to her, but it bounced right back on you. You waking up on 10. You waking up, Aggie. Not to mention somebody, I made a post, and I'm not going to say the name. I literally said, we're going to have to do this on 12 o'clock. Yo, 7 o'clock in the morning going off. See, I'm like, what the? Now, I know it's 7 o'clock your time. This long ass paragraph. Now, something personal went on. Did she do? That's what I'm saying. So we got to take our personal out and really look at it. I gave y'all an example. I feel something wasn't right with the way she addressed the Alexa situation. I should be personally or whatever, but I'm not. So that's all I'm saying to you guys. Take a chill pill. Let's look at this objectively. It's fun to listen. If you not going to vote for her, you still kind of look at what's going on, because like I said, before she started taking pictures of these damn houses, we wasn't really paying attention too much. I couldn't get a lot of spins on the block by block. I told you it was another content creator that did a good breakdown on Craigly and all of his things, Airbnbs and stuff, but it wasn't spinning. Y'all need to realize what's going on, how the properties are being sold, why some of them are condemned like that and they're not touching it. Who are the owners? How are they going about communicating with these owners? Why don't they have a levy? Why are they not demolished? Why? You see what I'm saying? They had the land bank thing going on. What's going on? Was the house going to the land banks? Y'all remember that? Yeah. So I think people who are passionate about this too needs to be well versed, because what I'm seeing, I just be like, I ain't even gonna have no parts to it, because y'all just mad at this point, and you shouldn't be. All you got to do is just focus on your candidate, do as much as you need to do. So let's just get back to this, because there is some points that are being brought up that we could talk about. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
How do you get people to know who you are? How do you are you door knocking, or how do people get to know you, Casundra?
Yeah. I'm a door knocker. Mm-hmm. I like to go knock on doors. When I came in this neighborhood, I knocked on every door and introduced myself. Hi, I'm Casundra. I'm your neighbor. Da 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 da. Let's get to meet. Let's sit and have lunch. I've thrown barbecues. I just, like for the women on the block, I throw a tea party. Come on, let me introduce myself so you can get to know me and things of that nature. So I'm a door knocker. I'm a people person. I like to go knock on doors, introduce myself. We were out this weekend and so many people invited us into the house. Come on in. And I'm like, yes, that's my type of thing. Talk to me. Tell me your issues. Tell me what you got going on. What are your concerns about the village? You know, so I'm a door knocker. I got to get, I got to get out there. Internet is perfect. It's, it's fine and good, but it's nothing like that one-on-one contact with the resident.
And that's her thing. That's her thing. And I think that's why she's not doing too well on the internet as well. Not only that, the preconceived hate. She's just not an internet person. Everything is get on the beat, be outside. And I'm just telling you. So that's why we do have to be aware that even though I said that with Tiffany, her 500 people showed up for her. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't need as much signatures as this lady. But I'm at first I was hearing 2,000 signatures, but then I'm hearing about 800, 900 or so. So hold on, it was like 5 and then 6 more, probably like 1,100. But if it's between 11 or 2,000 signatures, those can be possible strong votes. So that's something that people need to pay attention to. How many people actually sign her petition, because that's going to give you the real outlook of her stance, as far as, because she is talking to people. She is walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? And y'all may have not noticed her, but I'm going to be real. Some of the things I find out, she know people that y'all love, that y'all know. Watch them grow the fuck up. Yep. And some of the people involved in this shit. So she didn't come from nowhere. I'm just letting y'all know. So she do have some stance. So I think that is the best approach if people feel like, okay, she's competition, allegedly not. Because obviously y'all do if y'all throwing hate, but you should pay attention to the stance and her actual connection to the community. But I will highlight, as much as she's taking the time to go on these platforms that are messy, and I'm just hearing from the grapevine, some content creators who keep up the shit is not really a good representation, and getting caught out there in the middle of these type of interviews that turn to shit, that is really not a good look. So there's a lot of factors in here that people just need to consider and just fall back on. We got less than 23 days. You know what I'm saying? Just fall back and let it happen, but just digest everything at this point, especially people who've been in this fight for a long time. I only been in this since June. Okay. So y'all that been in a long time, I don't even know how y'all could keep this adrenaline up so much. Preserve your heart. Not only with love, but from a fucking heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Just preserve yourself. All right, let me finish, y'all. I love y'all, but I do have to have a serious talk with my Levi family, especially if you're going in there engaging in the nonsense. Because when you put these negative statements, you'll be thinking about that shit driving and shit. You'll be thinking about her driving. Yo, knock it off, yo. It's too much. It's too much, okay? Let's play the rest.
So social media is okay, but you're more that in-person contact.
Yes.
Because if a Dolton resident says, hey, I want to know more about her, what should we tell them?
You should, first of all, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a woman that cares, and I'm just overall a good person. I tell people, get to know me. You get to know me, Regina, you'll be like, oh my God, she is just so cool and down to earth. I mean, I'm the type of person that I will give you the shirt off my back. People will tell you that know me on this block. I have taken in foster kids. I have taken in homeless people. I have let them live in my house. I have adjusted my life to help someone get up on their feet. Those are the type of things that I have done. And I have worked in this community. My hands has literally been on 5 houses in this block. This house right here, when our neighbor passed, I bought the house from the son so it wouldn't just not sit, so it can be back on the tax bracket.
Excuse me. And these are the things that we need to pay attention to. And these are some of the things that I knew. She's an entrepreneur. I know people like, jack all trades and think of none. That's what we do. We hustle. So y'all look into her, y'all been looking at her background, but it ain't going deep. Like, I know if she probably had a bankruptcy, I'm not sure because I'm not doing the dirt. But from what I know, she has some active businesses that seem to be productive, especially when she's flipping homes. Okay, so I do want people to keep that in mind. I know somebody's like, everybody in Dolton flip homes. That's how we got where we got now. Well, with that goes to say, I will hope in this particular situation, it will help her come up with a real plan as she's showing the videos. Like, hey, these houses could be rehabbed. These ones look condemned, or this one and that. Like some real details behind it. You see what I'm saying? So with that specialty, it should be some more education going on, especially if she ain't moving like Craigly or none of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So that's two why I had because I know a little bit more than what y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. I had conversations with her way before all of this went down. And I could have interviewed her. I didn't want to follow through with any interview because I just, I told you I'm not, once I like, it's just a little different. And I learned a lot in that time. So that's why I said I look at her like she's human. So when y'all came out with all of this, it really threw me off, but I was listening. I was listening to her approach. I was listening. And, I have had great conversations and stated some of the things that you have said, as far as presentation, not letting people get you mad, this, that, and the third. But there are some parts that I have learned about her that is not what you guys are presenting. Not saying to go vote for her, but I'm telling you what it is, just because I got a little background information and I'm not moving with emotions. So that's real. That's probably why I had that, like, okay, I know how it feels to be attacked. And when you don't know how to deal with it, and there's thousands of people calling you this, saying this, it takes a lot to step back. And that's not just for her. I had that happen to me in Dolton politics that I didn't even, that's why I don't post there, that time that I had talked about the caucus. Oh shit. Even Kiana came under that motherfucker. I was so upset and I didn't even reply. I was so upset. Literally, I just didn't pay attention to it, cut my phone off, and I talked to my favorite resident and I had to cry and yell because of the shit that they were saying about me wasn't the truth. So be human. That's why I look at this like that, because I put myself in other people's shoes. Maybe y'all don't want to do that, but like I said, save your energy. I don't agree with what she said. I won't tell you who I'm gonna vote for. That's your thing. If I was going to vote, but like I said, let's put the facts out there, and like I said, take things in consideration. I would take a lot of things in consideration. I do like the fact that she said the cops need to pay attention to their mental health, also credentialing, also having the right person out there. You see what I'm saying? When people are unlearned and unversed, they don't say the right things at first. So let's keep it moving. Leave our family. You know what we do here. We have them real talks. And then I start saying stuff and y'all get a little bit more background. Like, let me see what she gonna say. Yeah. I just keep it to myself. There's no need to be out there with the mess.
I was willing to work extra hours, do whatever I had to do to make sure that this house stayed on the tax bracket.
And you did a lot of the work, all the work. You were not just, you did some of the physical work as well.
Yeah, I'm a contractor. I did like 99.9% of the work. I'm that type of girl. You see me like this, but when it's time to work, you see me with the headband, the construction boots on, you see me with the tool belt on. I get in there and I get the job done. Yeah, and that's what I do.
April 1st is election. You're going to be doing a lot of door knocking up until then.
Yes. Every weekend throughout the week, I'm out. I know Dolton is kind of divided up in like 4 zones. And each zone, each weekend, I'm going out, knocking on doors, passing out flyers, addressing the issues of the people. And I want people to feel safe. I want you to get to know me. Forget about what you hear on social media. Forget about what you see on the internet. Get to know me for who I am. Sit down and have a conversation with me. I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, I'm an open book.
My next question, I have to ask you this. The meetings can be a bit wild sometimes. Do you go to the meetings? If so, why or why not?
I go to the meetings, but I'm the type of person, I like to be productive. I don't like my time wasted. Because one thing about time, and I'm getting older, you got to maximize every moment. So when I go to these meetings, and a lot of times I feel like they're a waste of time because you get nothing accomplished. So sometimes it's like, I'd rather have a hammer in my hand, or I'd rather have my chef jacket on. I'd rather be producing, you know. So I'll go to the meetings, but when it's not productive, I can find something else to be doing. Yeah, I'd rather come out and cut the grass of the whole block than to be sitting in a meeting and watching them argue and fight back and forth and point the finger, and at the end of the meeting, nothing gets accomplished.
And then who suffers?
The residents.
And that was the truth. That was happening a lot for the first 2 years. Like, it was ridiculous. It really was. That was the truth. Nothing was getting accomplished but arguments. Tiffany was blocking shit more and more and more. And I really think, like I said, for the people after the Hell Week, and I have to be for real, it shed a bigger light on this, and people started gunning for information, exposing. So a lot of things put pressure on people around. They started folding. The popo started watching. So there was a time where I would say it was frustrating, it's always frustrating, always some shit going on, but that things were not getting done. But there is a time that things were getting done, like I said. And if you didn't watch it unfold and pay attention step by step, you may have missed some of that. Let's just play this, and I'm gonna get to y'all comments. And I want to say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Miss Williams, Naree, Miss Denise Naree, Miss Roberts. Blessings to you. Green, thank you for being here. Marcus as well, and Status Quo. I'm gonna get to y'all, okay? And the truth, okay? Hold on one second. Let's play this because I keep stopping it because I want to show y'all something else today, because these mayors have gone rogue, and I have to say, they doing black mayors dirty, but black mayors doing themselves dirty. This self-righteousness. This, I'm the queen, I'm the king. You can do what I say because I got this position. This shit is folding on them. I got another lady to present to you guys after this.
Finish the sentence for me. Dolton is
being rebuilt by Casundra Hopson-Jordan and Denasha Harris for the Rebuilding Dolton Party. It's going to be rebuilt. That's my goal. I'm going to rebuild this village. And I am that type of mayor. As I told someone the other day, you will see me out there cutting grass. You will see me out there planting flowers. That's the type of mayor I am. Listen, behind the desk is good, but I'm the type that, listen, if the neighbor or resident called me and said, I need help with something, I'm that one. I'm in the car. I'm there at the house. I'm getting it done. Because that's just the type of person I am. I'm military. You know, we don't just sit around and just.
You said she didn't.
We go out in the field and we get it done.
What branch?
Navy.
How many years?
I was in 6 years. I did 4 reserve, and then I finished out, 4 active, and then I finished out with the reserve. I was in doing the Gulf War.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. So after that Gulf War, I'm like, you know, I love my country, but I love me more. Yeah. No, you're welcome.
All right, so we're gonna stop right.
Gulf War, I'm like,
right there, and I'm gonna get to y'all comments before we go to our next bit of information. She destroyed her campaign. I do believe she needs a campaign manager. I do think more money should go into that, and it should be a controlled setting, because this is what's gonna happen to anybody who go against House. Y'all can act like it wasn't. You crazy as hell. Anybody who went against House, it would have been like this. Point blank, period. It was y'all got to see what was going on. So this is not exclusive to her. I don't think she handled interviews correctly when it came to online because she don't understand the arena of YouTube. Even me being on YouTube for years, having reset a channel and then going through what I went through with the others and crashing out on the internet too, telling people to fuck off because my feelings was hurt. If people define me on that, y'all niggas would have never came back to let me just show y'all who I am. So I understand that, and that's what I said. I have to overlook that because I really looked at things 360, and I always put myself in people's situation. But what I am looking at is what is your plan? What is the actual plan? How do you approach dealing, fixing some of these numerous issues, building relationships with the residents? And because it is such a hostile environment, very hostile, and y'all can't say if it's just her. Stop. That's why they did me like that. Because if I don't say the right thing until House and them came out and said, hey, it's enough. Y'all, the outsiders are welcome. They have made contributions, this, that, and third. Y'all would have not been as vicious, still been vicious as fuck to me. So seriously, I'm just being honest. So I look at it a little different, but she needs a campaign manager and put some more money into it. You see what I'm saying? And having more control. This shit is hostile. And then she's walking down the street by herself. And I'm concerned because the shit that was happening with other people. Y'all forgot? Miss Mary Mailbox. Y'all forgot the other shit that was going on? Stop it. A lot of other stuff. Miss Wells having to walk around with the popo at the little thing when they was about to choose. I think it was Stephanie Wiedemann, right? Yeah. It's a tone there. So it's a lot that goes into this. So before I make I really consider things. That's why I just sit back and relax. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like I said, dealing with the internet is not easy to do. She crashed out on a lot of them. This one was much better. But like I said, as far as picking the candidate, it need to be picked on facts, with their background. If you want to go look at this, see what they did, what they can contribute, and their strengths, their weaknesses, and then you make the decision. But I don't, like I said, people in Dolton getting sick of the outsiders too. Some of them I'm sick of y'all. I saw that the other one. I'm sick of the outsiders telling us who to vote for and da-da-da-da. And I was just watching somebody, it came in, hold up. They came in cop and fifth, I'm from the outside and I don't tell anybody that. And yeah, the fuck not. Your ass was cursing somebody out like a motherfucker. But like I said, if you feel like she's unapproachable, it is what it is. But maybe she's good one-on-one. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But there's still time and, to figure out her if you want to. And if you don't, then it is what it is. That's how I look at it. I mean, like I said, all I'm trying to do is with my Levi family, keep y'all focused and y'all heart pure. This shit is stressful as fuck. And some of y'all don't even live there. Putting all of this, waking up middle of the night, all night, looking at videos, blah, 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 and then spewing out fucking hate. Save your heart. That's what all I'm saying. That's the real shit. I could be pissed as hell of the shit she said. I talked to her directly. And she said something like, oh, well, the guy died, so that Alexis thing is... And I told her, nah, it ain't like that. And I wasn't mad at her. I said, whoever up in there, I'm coming. Somebody gonna get justice. They're gonna fix that police department. And then I continue the conversation because I'm grown. Real is real. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that was the interview. It is what it is. I pray that Nate does a professional interview. I pray that House does another professional interview, or he, have a powwow. The same thing with all of them. They need to have a powwow, have people come. But like I said, maybe with her, she needs security because motherfuckers vicious as hell. That's sad though. That's sad. Don't trump her and motherfucking get the ear, because that's what it looked like is going to happen. That's where all this hate and spew go to, wanting to physically hurt somebody. It's not even that fucking serious. It's not. I love you guys. All right. Y'all want to go in these hospitals? Baby, fuck around and not treat you right. You in there because you had a heart attack, yelling at somebody that don't even fucking know you. A place you never even been, half of the people. Some Dolton residents, like I said, it's a lot of Dolton residents that's really not on that time. they're very peaceful. But people bring out that shit. It's ridiculous. So I said what I said. Y'all know I got a little background. And if I can show y'all maturity, y'all show me maturity here. Y'all do what y'all want on everybody else's platform. Get down and dirty. Get that out. Come over here. We talk about it. Now, I want to talk about Jonesboro first black mayor. This was Jonesboro first black mayor. This is in Georgia. Okay, just listen, y'all. I know y'all like, I ain't from Georgia. Well, if I helped y'all to listen to us out here, okay? This is about to lose her job. Now, what brings this to my attention and find it remarkably similar is that, she's going through harassment allegedly to the point that she wants to step down. Now, let's play this real quick, and I'm going to follow up later with this situation. But here goes another issue with mayors. Even it's two mayors out here that have issues that we're going to talk about. But let's get to know her, because it's kind of similar and opposite to what's going on in Dolton.
Tonight, the city of Jonesboro is wrapping up a day of celebration for two major occasions. One was the swearing in of its new mayor just a few hours ago. Donya Sartor made history when she...
And this was a year ago, 2023. She didn't even make it a year. She didn't even make it a half a month. That's why it reminded me of Henry. I don't know what she did, but we want to dig into this.
She was elected and became Jonesboro's first ever mayor of color. Last week, she told 11 Alive that she already has several priorities, with the first being to focus on education.
Yeah, she definitely do, because Jonesboro, Fulton County, that shit terrible. So this was March 31st, 2023. Yeah, 23. Move that off the screen. Governor announced 5 steps to support federal workers. I'll look at that. That's another video that popped up. Now we're to about a year ago, because it's about a year and a half ago but a little while later, Jonesboro mayor fights city leaders keeping her out of City Hall. What is this deja vu and things just mixed up? So instead of it being her keeping them out of City Hall, they're keeping her ass out of City Hall. Let's watch this.
Tonight in the dispute between the mayor of Jonesboro and a police officer. Now, the city council initially banned the mayor from City Hall after that officer claimed she pulled a gun on him.
Well, today, the mayor was in court attempting to keep a restraining order in place that allowed her to go to work. 11 Alive's Erica Murphy was the first to bring us the story and has the latest.
I didn't know that.
And today in Superior Court, Mayor Donya Sartor fought to keep access to the building.
The change is ultimate, so it's hard for some to accept. So they use different tactics, unfortunately, to keep themselves in position.
Community activist Timothy Vondell Jefferson thinks this whole situation is a racially and politically motivated ploy to derail Mayor Donya Sartor's re-election bid. Today in a Superior Court, a hearing over whether the temporary restraining order allowing Sartor into the building will stay in place. None of the defendants, the members of Jonesboro City Council who did bar the Mayor Sartor, appeared in court.
I actually would have been surprised if they did show up. This is called accountability. You put forth actions, you need to come stand, and sometimes, unfortunately, it's in the court of law.
Judge Carter heard from the defendant's attorney, who is asking for dismissal of the case.
One of the grounds, however, is insufficient service.
Oh no, we got to get into this. She said she pulled a gun on a police, allegedly. Now, these motherfuckers out here crooked as all hell. They will lie. So we going to have to follow up on what? Y'all thought she was going down out there.
The defendants have never...
I was missing out messing with Dolton.
...personally served.
Ultimately, Judge Carter ordered Sartor's attorney to serve each defendant. Both sides have until mid-next week to respond to the motion to dismiss. The restraining order stays in place until the 12th unless the judge decides to grant the dismissal. Reporting from Jonesboro, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
Now, we're going to follow up, but I would assume that this was dismissed because she ended up getting back in and she's still going through the motions. But do y'all hear that? But this is an open carry state. So I don't know if she maybe had it on her side and the officer was like, you brandish a weapon, had an argument. You know how crooked politics go. So we're going to have to dig it out. I'm like, what is going on? So it says, Judge, he has argument in Jonesboro Mayor case as she fights ban from City Hall. Hold on 1 second. Is this it? Okay. So yeah, this is the follow-up. Because we just playing catch up right now. So we could just kind of get a background. I don't like just showing y'all stuff and y'all know kind of what happened a little. This is ridiculous. Let's watch this.
Tonight, the mayor of Jonesboro is now fighting to keep a restraining order in place that allows her to get back to work. So she says the city council barred her from City Hall over claims that she pulled a gun on an officer. 11 Alive's Erica Murphy she was the first one to bring us this story and has the very latest.
And today in Superior Court, Mayor Donya Sartor fought to keep access to the building.
Did she get it?
Supporters of Sartor say this whole situation is racially and politically motivated. Today in a Superior Courtroom, a hearing over whether the temporary restraining order allowing Sartor into the city building will stay in place. None of the defendants, all city leaders, appeared in court.
I actually would have been surprised if they did show up. This is called accountability, you know.
All right, so that was a replay, a little bit more into it. But Jonesboro, these places are underlining Confederate. That's just real. Like where I live at, it's mixed people who live here. But when you look at the government is more Confederate. You can tell it's more Europeans. That's all in the police field, inside the clerk office. You know, they have some sprinkle, but these areas out here, I'm going to be honest, there's still places in Georgia that you can't drive through at 9. This shit ain't no joke. Like they still have those sundown towns out here. But where we at in the middle of the A, you know what I'm saying? All in these areas that's diverse, it's okay. But I'm even telling you, like, all right, with one of my cases that up in the mountains, I love it. It's nice, but it's all, and when I go out there, it seems like I be the only one that's really black, and it just be like what is it, like the Indians that be owning the hotels, and it be pure Caucasians. So one of the hotels, I'm gonna be honest, this is what I'm telling you up here how it is. A couple of weeks ago, I had stayed at a different hotel, and I was nervous as fuck. I'm gonna just tell y'all. I said, I'm black, I'm small, I'm a mama. And the hotel was like in an area where it was like a mountain resort. And I didn't know. I like it quiet. So you got people coming there looking all weird. You got Caucasian men just staring at me with weird faces, baby. I'm going to just tell you, my pistol right on my side. It's sad when I had to keep my pistol on my side to walk from my car to the hotel. And when I was booking, I told the front desk person, hey, do me a favor. Can I be as closest to the desk as possible? Because I don't want to be, because they didn't have an indoor one. You know how it'll be outside. It's serious. So when people say, oh, I don't see color, this, that, and third, when your intuition tell you something, you better listen. Okay? It was okay. I made it out of there alive. But I have other experiences, literally, where I had to stop working at particular baby houses because their family members was weird as hell. Big ass pickup trucks with Confederate flags, thinking that I'm supposed to just stay here. So I just want to give y'all an idea, because when they say racial, it is. So when she's coming at being the first, oh hell yeah, she gonna get it. She gonna get it a little different now here. She gonna get it.
And I'm Jennifer Bellamy. We begin tonight, and
So at this point, she's looking to step down, and then she rescinded it. So we're gonna look at her make the announcement to step down, and then we're gonna watch her rescind it, and then we're gonna kind of like end it, because we're gonna follow up with details. I want to hear the gun case. I want to hear that. If it got dropped, we're gonna bring that to you, and then we're gonna keep our eye on this, because this sound like a little bit like Dolton, but I'm telling you, out here they turned up, because they had a board meeting out here against Copland. Copland was where they try to build this cop facility out in Fulton County. They was throwing, I told y'all, ping pong balls at the board. They was turned the fuck up. Like, so I'm gonna start keeping y'all up to date on what's going on here, because it's going on all over. So now she's looking to step down because she's stressed the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I'm Jennifer Bellamy. We begin tonight in Jonesboro. Mayor Donya Sartor abruptly announcing she is stepping down during a special called meeting.
That's right. She's been in office since 2023. The move comes after the city council asked for a forensic audit of her spending, and tonight Sartor is clarifying why she is stepping down.
11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is live tonight in front of the Jonesboro City Center in Clayton County. Angelina, she says it's not because of this audit.
Well, Ron and Jennifer, that is exactly the first thing that she said once they got out of the executive session today. And she said she wanted to make sure that people knew it was not because of the audit, but she did choose the date that she will be leaving to make sure.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? So there's some underlying shit going on. She was like, I'm resigning because I'm stressed. She said it's not because of the audit. You wasn't even there almost a fucking year. And they talking about auditing you. Let's go.
That she complies with this audit. And to be clear here, she says that she's not quitting, but she is leaving.
I'm rendering my resignation as mayor of the city of Jonesboro.
Through her tears.
April 19, 2025. I specifically selected this date so I can fully cooperate with the requested forensic audit.
Mayor Donya Sartor, Jonesboro's first Black mayor, resigned from the city's top job. She cites a forensic audit the council members around her asked for, but says she's done nothing wrong.
Although there's been no specific allegations against me from council regarding.
I had to look into this. She sounds sick of it.
Any wrongdoing.
Tiffany ain't never cried like that in person for y'all. I'm going to just watch this. I'm already having sympathy for her. I said, she sounds sick of it. Let's play this.
And I attest to the same. It's important that my tenure concludes with those findings of no wrongdoing or mismanagement of funds.
Sartor was first elected in 2023.
We had a record number of voters.
It's the same year the Georgia Bureau of Investigation was asked to review allegations she pointed a gun at a police lieutenant.
I transferred the gun from a locked drawer to my purse in front of him. It was never aimed toward him. It was not a loaded gun also.
The Clayton County DA never pursued charges. In 2024,
so they didn't press charges, obviously. I told you some racial factors in there. This open carry state. And you already know last year or so, they made this, we don't need license. We don't need license to carry guns. I told you, these niggas be out here toting big-ass guns. They don't supposed to have them. They shouldn't. I'm just saying. So that right there, something going on. Now, this is the opposite side of being the first Black mayor, allegedly, because that Jonesboro and these areas are pretty Confederate. Yeah.
2 former Jonesboro police officers filed a federal lawsuit against Sartor in the city, alleging they were fired in retaliation for reporting misconduct. For each incident, Sartor maintained the allegations were an attempt to force her out of office.
I don't quit. And this isn't quitting. I chose myself.
Let's see. We gotta watch this. She said, I chose myself. Like, yo, I'm not about to do this. I could see this happening. They said 2 officers made a complaint on her, and when it didn't go by, they allegedly tried to quit to make it seem like, they were reporting wrongdoing.
We did reach out to the other council members to try and get some sort of reaction from them. We still have not heard back. The mayor pro tem will be taking over. The mayor promises that transition will be smooth. From my understanding here, this is a very emotional decision for the mayor to make. It has been a very stressful few months, and the days leading up to today have been extremely stressful for her. I did get in contact with her a few hours ago. She did not choose to comment about her statement that she made today, but says that she will do so in the future. We're live tonight in Jonesboro. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
Angelina, thank you.
It's going down. So she did a news broadcast 2 hours ago, and it looks like she's trying not to concede now. I don't know what's going on out here, but at the end of the day, we're going to keep our eye on it and see what's going on in Jonesboro, as well as Fulton County. And then I think Chicago just too much. Chicago got too much going on, but I'm going to tell you guys, we'll be paying attention to a few other towns in Thornton Township. So be ready that I'm going to be giving y'all some of the information, some of the dirt. It don't stop. It don't stop. She don't remind me of Henyard. But I ain't saying she not doing wrongdoing. But I get a different vibe from her if y'all be talking about vibes and everything.
Got your walk shot, guys? All right.
Hold on. Let's get to her part. Come on, baby. Talk.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Dear citizens and colleagues, during the special call meeting earlier last evening, I gave the public an indication that I would resign on April 19, 2025. However, after speaking with numerous residents, constituents, business owners, stakeholders in and around the city of Jonesboro, I've changed my mind and will not offer a resignation as mayor. Specifically speaking, when I gave the indication, I was under distress by several colleagues who have nefarious reasons for trying to force me out of my duly elected position. I believe that although it would personally be favorable to my family and me, I cannot in my heart let down the citizens, the thousands of citizens who are dependent on me to fulfill and complete my office as mayor of the city of Jonesboro. Also, I'm a proud graduate of Emory University, Georgia State University, and Clark Atlanta University. I have a record of finishing what I start, and I'll finish this job as mayor.
We're going to stop right here because we're going to follow up on this. This is a 21-minute interview. I wanted to introduce the subject to you about Ms. Donya Sartor, and we're going to follow up because this situation with Henyard has put a bad tone in people's mouth, especially towards Black mayors. And the tone that I'm getting from here, because I know the area, is very Confederate. It's even hard for me as a real estate investor to communicate with some of these towns because the workers there are condescending. Once they hear your voice, it's a different tone, the way they approach you. Yeah, and you try to ignore and act like it's not happening, but it is for real. That's the reason why all of this Trump thing is happening and is being able to roll out in front of us, because there are some people who live under that affinity. So before I make my full decision, that is, a racial thing, we're going to do more investigation into her. I get a different vibe from this lady, but you know what it is. Now, what I'm going to do is get to y'all comments real quick. And I know y'all want to talk about Miss Casundra, so I'm going to let y'all get up there and say what you have to say. It says also it will help if she got her running mate name correct. So what I think is that, as I mentioned before I listened to the interview, is that they may have met around the time, because I didn't get to verify that. Anything I say allegedly is just me making up in my mind. Kind of in the process of signing up or something around that nature. Like they wasn't friends. They didn't say, "Oh, we buddies. We have a long-lasting relationship." She should know his name. But when you're listening to Danash interview, he even say there's some things that I don't agree with. I know other people say her tone. And not to throw his own person under the bus, of course, y'all want him to, but he's not. He said, y'all go talk to her. Somebody was like, oh, he said, go talk to her. Yeah, go talk to her. And then if you still don't like it, then you just don't vote for her. He said, y'all can vote for us together or apart. You can vote for her or me. You see what I'm saying? So I think people should really look at that separately and take it like that. But y'all can do what y'all need to do. I think because both of them was independent and maybe not have had a lot of funds and they chose to support each other. That's my synopsis, because obviously I'm seeing Casundra walk around there by herself. I think that's dangerous. Y'all, even though she said all that shit and did that shit, I don't want to hear y'all did anything, because that'll be out of fucking pocket. That's where this hate is going to. So just keeping y'all, don't do that. Don't do that. She a woman, y'all. Just let her get through these next days. Don't vote for her, but I just pray, because when I was watching her walk around, I said, shit, she ain't got nobody around her. That shit dangerous. So moving forward, Casundra is pivoting off of the feedback from her crash out and unlikable factors. Yes, that's what's happening. And like I said, when you come on the internet, it's kind of hard to digest this stuff and how to deal with it, but that's no excuse, because it took time. She both took time, and as she say, who she associated with says a lot. And sometimes I don't even want to say certain people's name, okay? Because I know it's going to be like Beetlejuice. It ain't happened here, but I have seen it, and it just crash out season. I'm like, all right, like even my favorite resident be like, don't say too much about her. I'm like, okay. All right, but I gotta say what she did. So y'all know what I'm talking about. So once that tone you set by being with those individuals, I think that was not a good idea. There's a lot of messy platforms that they have went on, but honestly, she went on. But some of those messy platforms, Nate Fell went on too. Nobody crashing him the hell out, because I watched. I was like, oh, he went on there. Oh wow, cool. whatever you can do to get his broke out. But that person messy as fuck. That person deal with the FBI. Fuck, leave that alone. Oh, sorry, y'all. Y'all know I got to be a little messy and tell the truth. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. She needs to build a relationship with the residents. Yes, exactly. But we don't know what relationship she have because, as I mentioned to you guys, there's people on 2025 that know her, that she watched grow up. They not 2025 Clean House 2025 running candidate. People around that camp. Let's say that. Okay, so she do have relationships with some people. They know her. Why would she immediately come out slandering Jason House? Because that's what candidates do. So that's why I said she's not special to doing that, talking about what she don't like. Most of us talked about what we don't like. It's just coming out of her mouth. People don't want to hear it. And that's why I'd be like, yo, just listen to the facts and not the person who's saying it, especially if you triggered. You see what I'm saying? Even with Tiffany, I'm like, I know her voice drives me the fuck crazy, but I listen. And when I listen to those stupid receipts she had, at least I noticed that the taxes still was going up from 2021, 22, 23. Still going up in her regime. But she tried not to show that shit. But because I paid attention, I brought it back to y'all attention. Y'all see the little 52 fake out, even though y'all knew she was going to do that. But it still should highlight that the taxes was going up. So what you going to do about that? See what I'm saying? So I know y'all don't want to hear it because the way she come off while she's slandering, but that's what Trump do. Trump came to my guy. Oh my God. What's her name? Kamala definitely never had nothing good to say about her candidate. So that's just typical. And that interview was yesterday. I saw it about 12 o'clock at night. So it must have happened the day of the meeting. And it was released last night, like probably 9 o'clock or so. That's what that was. She needs to build a relationship. Yes. Okay. I'm just getting to y'all comments. Honestly, after hearing her phone call, I just think she is fake. And I'm going to be honest. That shit was a hot mess. And I could have brought that to y'all. I would have bite the fucking mic on that one. I was like, when my people sent that to me right while it was, I had to it was like in real time. I was like, what the is going on? Somebody drunk, somebody yelling, don't know what the other person's saying. The other person going off saying the wrong fucking shit. She should have not said that. That right there is the focal moment. That is the focal moment that I think that right there hopefully humble her, but she should have come out and apologized because that right there, she should, I know she ain't going to go do anything to the resident, but that was ghetto as fuck. Yeah, thank you for bringing it up, but I didn't want to really talk about it. Yeah, but that was fucking ridiculous. I just let the other people put that shit out. I'm like, I can't believe. No, it was like the drunken monk going off and then the other one coming in saying some shit. Fuck that bitch. And then she like, then she like, yeah. And she's like, and then you talking to me? You could come the fuck over here. I'm like, yo, is both of these motherfuckers drunk? What the hell is going? And my boo still got it on her channel. Don't give a fuck. That's what I'm saying. I just can't be put in this shit. I heard it, y'all. I just said, whew, it's over. It's a wrap. But I'm still human. Like I said, I still want to talk about it in a different manner. But that shit was ridiculous. She needs to try to build a relationship. Oh, why the hell I keep going to the same thing? Or you keep saying the same thing, beautiful. All right. I think she would be a good candidate, but not right now. I think she would build a relationship with the community and then run for mayor. Yes, I think she do need to build a relationship maybe on the internet. I don't know what like we say, like in person, she make it seem like she on the streets. Just like Tiffany, I'm on the streets. I hope she don't go out there shoveling, but she did tell me she do gardens. She helped people take care of their lawns and their gardens on her block for a long time. So if y'all see her out there, they're gonna be like, she's peddling. But she been told me she did that. Like she pays somebody else to do hers, and then she do other people's. So yeah, if y'all see pictures of that, don't be like, she's just doing it for the election. She been told me that a long time ago. So anyway, she in the streets. I will be glad when the election is over and we can all really focus on what's happening to the country under the current administration. Yes, best of us. Yes. Exactly. But we can't take our eye off of nothing. We have to be well-rounded. We can't be one situational like how we were with Dolton, and this shit was heavy. Trump and Elon is heavy. So I understand what you're saying. That's why we're going to have to pick and choose our battles and people kind of like focus in. And thank you so much, guys, for being here with Grace Levi. Please hit the like button. I'm getting through your comments this morning. This lady stressed me out every time the longer she speaks. And I'm going to be honest. When she's yelling like that, it stresses me out too, y'all. And like when people carry themselves like that, it is draining. But then when people are quiet and passive, that don't mean that they're better. That could mean that they're sneaky. So it's all about taking the time to listen to the substance of what the person say as well. Because I know a lot of quiet, they think they meek, sneaky as fuck, causing mess, kicking people backs in. I ain't saying no names. I agree. It is dangerous for her to be moving around solo. She should always get a campaign manager to help her out. Yes, she should. I'm telling you, the shit that went down, that's what I'm looking at here. And that's why I'm trying to counteract the hate a little bit, because that shit boil you up. And you got all these content creators that don't live there causing fucking mess. Then by the time you get to the meeting, it's hooking off. They tearing shit, they tearing ass. And we here just watching like, oh my God. No. People got hurt at that last meeting. No. Mary Mailbox. What else? It was a few other things that happened around that time. Jedediah, something happened with Jedediah. Something. It was a few fucking things weird happening. And everybody was blaming that on Henyard's goons. But at this point, while people so vicious and want to see shit to the end, you don't know what the hell they about to do. Now, it says Nate is extremely approachable and gives a very pleasant and welcoming demeanor. He answers questions, and I believe he would work as a team. Yes, ma'am. I agree. I'm going to just say 8-ball Grace, because a lot of people kind of knocked Nate out the box because of his first interview that was on INA, and it was not together. But I really think that if he was prepared at that time, and kind of did the pre-interview thing, he probably would have did better. But after that, he learned from his mistakes. I knew Nate was smart when he showed the Black Laws Dictionary in the interview and didn't know what the fuck that was. Interview was like, Black people got a dictionary. I knew he knew law. So then I started to watch him and see his mannerism. Real calm, cool, collected, and pleasant, as you said. And then when the contest went on and being able to have conversations with him, he's an amazing fucking guy. So very moldable, open, but he has his set ways, kind of elder and being young. And that's great. So I think, and like I said, I don't choose for y'all, but like I said, I've been saying where he at, where Napoleon at from day one. And nothing happened yet. Not a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So people, y'all got to realize who's going to put y'all first, who's compassionate, who has the affinity that want to learn too. You can't get nobody in there. They just know it all and don't want to listen to nobody. And that's what I'm saying. With a little bit more extra classes, to help him, always take a continued education, Nate will go far. Hi, Grace. Imagine how I felt when I heard that my 15-year-old grandson and 10-year-old granddaughter were livid. And I'm still having anxiety problems. What are you talking about when you heard what? What you hear? Her? When you heard what? Tell me what heard that. You said that. Just give me a little bit more details. All right. Campaigns don't have to always be nasty. April 1st, vote in Dolton and Thornton Township elections. April 1st and early vote in March 17th. Thank you, best of us, for keeping us on task. Let me see if I got that before we get off, because I was having trouble putting up the wrong one. Did I put the wrong one up? Yeah, that was the wrong one. I think I got the right one. Let me pull it up real quick and see. That was the wrong one. I had took another picture and I had put it in the community page. But if I don't find it real quick, I'm going to put it in the community page and make sure that you guys know exactly when the early voting start, the people who can vote. And do your thing. And don't let us, the content creators, drive you the fuck crazy, stress you out. None of that. None of it is not worth it. Okay. Talk to these candidates. Go to tea with the trustees. Now y'all see that y'all been walking past them damn houses. Now that it's out and y'all could talk about it more. Talk to them about the houses. Talk to them about the water bills. Talk to them about the infrastructure of the water program. They need new equipment. It needs to be up to date. Or you need new work, more workers that's going to come and read the meter. So the approach of these issues need to be highlighted. So that's what we're doing here, addressing the real shit. Tonight we got a replay. I know I keep saying I'm gonna do my Kamal thing, but we got some more. Kamal is a thug. Okay, I'm gonna just say this. We're gonna go into it on Sunday, but from what I saw with that video, do y'all know who he was in the video with, him and Henyard? Do y'all know? That was Nipsey Hussle, brother. Do y'all know? That was LA. That's where the marathon is at. Do y'all know y'all don't go into those places unless you get clearance? Y'all know I come from gang land. And it's not even as bad. Newark, you don't need clearance to come in there. LA, there, you need clearance. All up in that area. So y'all got to think about the gang ties, allegedly. Not only were you able to go in there and set up a video, had that shit set up, y'all better pay attention to who y'all dealing with. Hey, that nigga is a thug. So I'm throwing some stuff out there. Sunday we gonna hit it because it's more, and I do pray that the popo lock his ass up, lock his ass up, lock his ass up. I love you guys. I will see you later.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work.
Now, all you crackheads, out!
Drunk as, yeah. Yes, today, city.